Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Souris Valley Sabre Dogs Baseball. Tonight the Sabre Dogs are trying to avoid the sweep against the Fremont Moo, as yesterday they fell to team from Fremont with a final score of 11-6. Tonight the Sabre Dogs are also trying to fend off the Pure Trappers who are taking on the Hub City Hotshots. We take a look at the slate around the league. Starting off with the 6:35 games, which is all but one, Spearfish and Badlands, as well as Wheat City Casper. Western Nebraska at Hastings, and of course this game is Souris Valley at Fremont, and then 7-5 is the Hub City Pier game. Taking a look at the standings, first for the Clark Division, the Pioneers with an 18-5 record, they lead it with a 6-game winning streak. In second is the Fremont Moo, they have a 5-game winning streak with a 13-7 record. In third is the Casper Horseheads. They are 2 games back of the Moo for the second spot in the playoffs with an 11-9 record. They've now won 3 games in a row. Hastings is in fourth. They're starting to slide as they're now 3.5 games back of the Moo and 7 games back overall as they've lost now 3 games in a row, all to the Western Nebraska Pioneers. As for the Spearfish Sasquatch, they have been left in the dust as they are 7 games back of the Moo at 6-14. As for the Lewis Division, really 2 teams in it for the second place spot, as Badlands and Souris Valley are now tied atop the Lewis Division second half. Badlands 13-8, Sabre Dogs 14-9. Here is 11-9. They are a game and a half back. Hub City is 6 games back at 8-15, and Wheat City is 11 games back at 3-20. Sabre Dogs and Moo, final game of the series coming up in a few minutes. We'll have these starting lineups coming up in just a bit. You're listening to Sabre Dogs Baseball on the YouTube page of the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs.
Z94 is Minot's only station for today's hit music. The Z94 audience is an active one, targeting your 18 to 42-year-olds. The Z94 listener is a need-to-know listener. They do product research. From product and customer satisfaction reviews, our Z94 audience has their smart devices at their fingertips. That's why you need to be with Z94, because we're in front of our listeners and your customers with our in-demand services like streaming, podcasts, social media. And since we brand to our specific audience, we know how to market your business. Z94, Minot's only station for today's hit music.
You had a long day? An alcoholic beverage sound good right about now? Souris River Brewing Company has you covered. They use the most locally sourced and freshest ingredients available to create quality beers and food. Souris River Brewing Company sources food and grains from their neighbors to maintain our local economy and to serve you. Be sure to stop by Souris River Brewing Company, a true North Dakota experience. Planet Pizza has become Minot's premier party location. Whether it's a birthday, team, family, school, or church get-together, they have everything to make your event out of this world. From arcade games to bouncy houses, they provide fun for all ages. Planet Pizza has been Minot's best pizza place for over 20 years. Don't let the fun fool you. Their pizza is fresh and delicious every time. To book a party or to order, call 701-852-1700. The Sleep in Minot is the #1 favorite place to stay when visiting. The Wi-Fi is always free and the breakfast is always hot and delicious. It's also the most convenient hotel for the kids when they want to hang out at the Dakota Splashdown Water Park. For the grown-ups, the hotel is attached to the Dakota Square Mall so you can shop till you drop. Then in the evening, be sure and stop in at the best-kept secret lounge for a drink. The Sleep in Minot is a proud sponsor of the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs, the largest sleep in North America, where everyone dreams better. Back here in Fremont, Nebraska, between the Sabre Dogs and the Moo. First pitch coming up in a few minutes. Let's get to the starting lineups. Leading off and playing center field for the Moo is Tyler Push. Batting second and DHing is Charlie Hesse. Batting third and playing left is Jack Simonson. Batting cleanup and playing right field is Brock Reller. Batting 5th and playing 1st is Justin Ledgerwood. Batting 6th and playing 3rd is Peter Carlson. Batting 7th and catching is Nick Emanuel. Batting 8th and playing 2nd is Brendan Duncan. And batting 9th and playing short is Dylan Sears with Dalen Dobish on the mound. As for the Sabre Dogs, leading off and playing left field is Philip Childs. Batting 2nd and DHing is Mason Dennison. Batting 3rd and playing center is Cruz Taylor. Batting 4th and playing 3rd is Chauncey Callier back in the lineup for the first time, as he has yet to play the Moo in this series. Batting 5th and playing 1st is Bo McClintock. Batting 6th and playing short is Josh Pano. Batting 7th and playing 2nd is Jace Edwards. Batting 8th and catching is Justin Henley. And batting 9th and playing right field is Wilson Rubion. A couple of updates for the Sabre Dogs. To mention that Chauncey Callier is back in the lineup for the first time since this past Sunday when he was injured against the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Had a collision with one of the Western Nebraska players at first base. That was in the 8th inning of that game, so he has not played yet in this series. As for Nick Mastoni, he's getting better, but he will not play tonight, as the Sabre Dogs are going to be shorthanded once again. I mean, overall, they have been shorthanded. And speaking of which, Lonnie Morris is done for the season. He was injured in his last outing here against Fremont, and he is going to be done for the season. He will stay with the team for the rest of the regular season. And it will be Brock Bauckham, the third base coach, actually added to the pitching staff for the Sabre Dogs. Last season for the Sabre Dogs, Brock Bauckham actually pitched a few times for the Sabre Dogs. He went for 2 games, had 3 innings total, allowed 4 walks, 8 hits, had a whip of 4 with 1 strikeout and an ERA of 27. So we'll see how that goes. Brock Bauckham actually was 2nd in the league in stolen bases, only behind Mason Dennison, as Dennison had 43 and Dennison had 44 and Bauckham had 43. So we'll go ahead and send it to a commercial. We'll be back with first pitch. We'll be right back. We are back as the Sabre Dogs and the Moo going for the series finale here as the Moo have taken the first 2 games. Sabre Dogs are still looking for their first win since the All-Star break, as they have lost 6 games in a row and now are just a game and a half up on the Pierre Trappers for that second spot in the playoffs. And at the moment, going into the final stretch of the season, it looked like the Sabre Dogs had a pretty comfy 3.5 lead. Not that there wouldn't be too many problems with just holding on and getting into the playoffs. However, a 6-game losing streak has definitely not helped them out here. First pitch about to get underway, as mentioned, Dalen Dobish is on the mound for the Moo, taking a look at his stats on the year. Going into today's game, has a 2-4 record, a 3.86 ERA. He's making his 7th start of the season with 42 innings under his belt. He has 37 strikeouts, 17 walks, 39 hits, and a 133 whip with 7.93 strikeouts for 9 innings. As for the Sabre Dogs, it will be the second baseman turned pitcher, Tyler Courtney, making his 4th start of the season, 5th pitching appearance, as he has a record of 2-0, a 4 ERA, 18 innings under his belt with 15 strikeouts, 6 walks, 15 hits allowed for just a 117 whip. Phil Childs will come to plate first for the Sabre Dogs. Batting average of .356 on the year. Wind up and the pitch, and we are underway from Fremont as the first pitch is in the dirt for ball one, as Childs went 0 for 3 yesterday with a run and a stolen base.
Number 19, Philip Childs.
Sabre Dogs got off to a 1-0 lead in the top of the first, but unfortunately gave up 6 unanswered runs in the bottom of the second. And from there, it was all Fremont, as that one makes it 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That one is in the air towards right field, slicing, and that's going to get out of here, and that will make it 1-2. The Sabre Dogs batting been pretty solid this series, however, not solid enough to get a win, as they are now batting .269 on this season. As for the series, they're batting .352, as that one is hit into the gap into left field, and Phil Childs has a base hit. Childs went 3 for 4 on the series opener. Childs is now 4 for 8 against the Moo this series. And that will bring up Mason Dennison.
Count of 3, everybody. Let's go, Moo.
Dennison was 2 for 5 yesterday.
1, 2, 3.
2 doubles and 2 runs with an RBI.
So here's Mason Dennison.
So he now has 17 doubles on the season. Batting .327 has jumped back into the third best hitter on the team at an average of .327. 55 hits, 36 runs, and 20 RBI, as well as 19 stolen bases. First pitch, that was in there for strike 1. As for Phil Childs, he has 25 stolen bases, which now ties for the most on the team, as he was able to catch up to Callier, who took the past few days off. Recover from his wrist injury. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Dobish. That one is hit well towards left field. Coming in and making the catch is Jack Simonson for out number 1. And that will bring up Cruz Taylor for the Sabre Dogs. He had a 3 for 6 day yesterday. Only Sabre Dog with 6 at-bats. He also had 2 doubles and a home run.
Taylor will come to the plate with 1 gone. Still a runner over at first. Top of the first here from Fremont.
He's now back over 300 on the year, batting .301, and he's back to .301 in the second half.
Winners of 5 in a row coming into this.
Big day yesterday, unfortunately not big enough to give the Sabre Dogs a win.
Taking a long time to get into the box, and now finally does.
Outfielder from the University of North Georgia waits the first pitch as his teammate Tyler Courtney be on the mound for the Sabre Dogs in the bottom of the first. Throw back over to first base, strike one Phil Childs.
And still one gone in the end. And another pickoff throw. This time we try to catch him off guard. We almost
Second
did.
throw over to first.
Leatherwood just couldn't.
Childs stays on the ground for a while, now finally gets up as
Childs,
Childs, I think, is hurt a little bit.
Childs kind of
He might be
his arm around in a windmill motion.
shoulder possibly. He'll stay in there for now, and we'll keep an eye out on that.
Sabre Dogs probably,
Wind is blowing in this evening from center field. There's a dog food plant out there in center field, making it nice, and well, the smell is not exactly pleasant here in Mueller Field this evening.
Same order of jersey combos that we saw.
Warm evening here, sunny. Temperature in the mid-low 80s.
Here is possibly the first pitch to Taylor.
Here's the first pitch to Taylor, as there goes Childs. The throw down to second is not in time. That is the first time the Sabre Dogs have stolen on Nick Emanuel, as they tried 4 times on Friday, or excuse me, rather Monday, and were unsuccessful every single time. Childs with his 26th stolen base of the year, which now leads the team by himself. Dobish sets. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Now one is grounded foul down the first base side. Childs with a big secondary lead, halfway between second and third.
Big thanks to everybody who's listening on Mixler and watching on Expedition League TV tonight. We apologize for the technical difficulties.
So after today's game, Sabre Dogs head to Hastings
But it looks like everything is up
for another
and running
3-game
tonight.
series, and that will be the final 3 games of this 10-game road trip.
Just, 3 home games left.
Second baseman, excuse me, the shortstop Dylan Sears holding on the runner. That one is popped up and flown out of play. That will make it 1-2.
One gone in the Dobish.
So for the Sabre Dogs, they will try to contain the red-hot Fremont Moo offense coming up in the bottom of the first, as the Moo have now gotten 10-plus runs in 3 consecutive games, carrying into their last series against Hub City.
And has not had much luck with run support this season. Just 2 wins on the year despite having an ERA
Now,
under 5.
Doge doesn't like the baseball he has, so he fires it in and gets a new one. Childs over at second, 1 out. No score here in the top of the first.
With just 2 wins on the year, was the first ever pitcher for the Moo.
Sabre Dogs are now 30-23 on the season, 14-9 in the second half.
Back on opening night, May 24th, which feels like an eternity
Moo sets, looks over to second, and delivers. As that one misses outside for ball 2 to even the count.
Emmanuel is the catcher tonight.
These two teams played earlier in early June, between June 7th and June 9th. Sabre Dogs won the first and the last games of the series, with Fremont winning the middle game.
Bunch of runners out behind the plate. 4 to be exact.
Here is the 2-2 pitch.
And here's the
There goes Childs to third, misses outside, and a bad transfer by Emmanuel, so Childs will have back-to-back stolen bases as number 27 on the year. So runner in scoring position already, as Cruz Taylor will have a chance to get a sac fly to give the Sabre Dogs their first run of the day, and for the second day in a row, get a run in the top of the first.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. The infield playing at normal depth here.
Full count.
Here's the 3-2 pitch.
Now one is flown out of here once again, a foul ball. Taylor staying alive.
Looks like the outside corner is going to be a tough pitch to hit.
Collier is on deck. See him for the first time since Sunday. Asked him how he felt before the game. Says he feels a lot better, got a good night's sleep, and he is ready to go.
And that's why we're at 3-2 with 1 away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dobish sets on the mound out of the stretch.
3-2 pitch. Now it is hit towards center field. That should do the job. That's how the push moves to his right, and he will make the catch. When blows it in, the throw is way over the target of Nick Emmanuel, and Sabre Dogs lead it 1-0.
And Childs is home on a sacrifice fly to make it 1-0 Sabre Dogs. 2 gone are the Sabre Dogs in the inning.
So now 2 outs. Now we'll bring up Chauncey Collier with the bases empty.
Collier again, an extra
Hopefully Sabre Dogs can get something going on the pitcher's mound here this evening. Tyler Courtney on the mound. First pitch to him.
He swings and misses.
Swing and a miss from the senior from Mississippi College for strike 1. It's breaking ball. Dalen Dobish doesn't look like he throws it that hard. He kind of just sends it in there, and that's going to hit Collier on the arm, and that will send him over to first base. Kind of just looks like he flicks his wrist just a little bit to send it in. He doesn't really put a whole lot of body motion into his pitches, which is interesting. It's kind of a sidearm, but it's not like he steps way to the side and slings his arm all the way across. It's just very casual, almost high school-esque looking. Will McClintock comes to the plate, runner on first and 2 down.
Fortunately, the wind is blowing in from the outfield, so not a hitter-friendly day in terms
Collier has his lead over there first. We'll see how aggressive he'll be on the base paths. I assume not extremely aggressive, as that pitch is in there for a strike. So McClintock was 0 for 3 yesterday after going 2 for 2 on Monday with 3 sac flies. Comes into today's game batting at .310, 31 for 100. Here's the 0-1. There goes Collier. That one's in the air towards right field. That will hang in there as the wind blows in. Brock Reller will be under it and make the catch for the final out. So that will send us to the bottom of the first. We'll go and keep it here as we get to you. First off, the hitting order for the Fremont Moo. Tyler Push leads it off. Charlie Hesse batting second. Jack Simonson batting third. Batting cleanup is Brock Reller. Batting fifth is Justin Ledgerwood. Sabre Dogs struggled against him yesterday. Peter Carlson batting sixth and Nick Emmanuel batting seventh. Brendan Duncan will be batting eighth. First time the Sabre Dogs have seen him in this series. And batting ninth is Dylan Sears. So on the mound for the Sabre Dogs is Tyler Courtney. Once again making his 4th start of the season and 5th pitching appearance. A record of 2-0 with a 4 ERA. His 18 innings with 15 strikeouts, just 6 walks for a whip of 117. Taking a look at the scores around the league, it'll be important for the Sabre Dogs to keep an eye out on how the Trappers are doing, trying to keep them at bay. As of right now, well, they don't play for another 20 minutes or so as they're taking on the Hot Shots at home. This is the only game that is underway according to Point Streak, as Spearfish is in Dickinson to take on the Badlands Big Sticks, as that one should be an easy win for Badlands. Spearfish has been ice cold in the second half. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries to their pitching staff. Reed City and Casper taking on at 6:35. The Moo will be keeping a close eye on that game, as Horseheads are, as of right now, in 3rd place, as they are trying to stay with the Moo. As for the Sawbushes, they've been slumping against the Western Nebraska Pioneers the past few games as they lost 2 in the doubleheader yesterday and then lost on Monday as well. As they will try to avoid the sweep.
Getting your message to their ears.
I'm listening.
And 105.3 The Fox can be heard on over 2,000 smart devices across the country.
Apologize for the technical difficulties, having some connection problems. The first pitch to Josh Pano gets behind the catcher Nick Emanuel for ball 1.
It's 1-0 as it finds its way all the way to the backstop. Tyler Courtney, his first inning of work.
So the Moo were unable to score in the bottom of the first. That one is hit towards right field, and that will be caught. So high hang time as Mark Reller is under it for out number 1.
All right, Move fans, it's time for your favorite Sabre Dog, the beer batter.
So that will bring up Jace Edwards.
Jace Edwards. If Edwards strikes out, it's half-price beer through the remainder of the inning.
First pitch to Edwards.
First pitch, that one in the dirt from Dobish for ball number 1.
Here is the 1-0 pitch from Dobish.
Now it's out right to Dobish. Snags it, throw to first, underhander for out number 2.
That'll bring up Justin Henley, the catcher.
Now batting is Justin Henley. Got a 2-run home run in his last game as his batting average up over 100. Sitting at 101 now with 9 hits and 10 runs with 9 RBI.
Here we go.
Here's Justin
Only 1 for 7 against the Moo on the season. The first pitch is in there for strike 1.
on the count. Owens up to 22 pitches now, 15 for strike.
Someone like Dobish, I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of velocity, but if you have good control and a lot of break, it's going to be very difficult to hit as that one is outside.
Sacrifice fly.
You can argue that he's one of those old school pitchers, you know, not relying on velocity. That one is hit up the middle, a little blooper, and that will be over the head of the shortstop Sears and a base hit for Justin Henley. That is his 10th of the season.
Base runner number 2 gone for Wilson Rubion, who's appearing in his first game of this
So
series.
that will bring up Wilson Rubion. Haven't seen him yet in this series. He's batting 1 for 7 against the Moo as well. On the season, batting average at 280. Has 30 hits on the year with 12 RBI.
Here's Rubion with 2 away. First pitch to him is going to miss outside. For
First
ball
pitch, that one misses for ball 1. Sabre Dogs looking to snap their current 6-game losing streak, which started this past weekend against the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Not been terrible for
And that one is in there for a strike, and they'll even the count up.
It's 1-1. This
Sabre Dogs are now just 1-10 against Clark Division opponents on the road. 6-12 against Clark Division opponents overall.
Sodbusters in the Expedition League. This time it's called by Rubion.
Time called by Rubion.
2 gone in the inning. Sabre Dogs up 1-0 here in the top of the second.
Just got a big wave of that dog food out there in center field. That is not pleasant.
And here is the 1-1 pitch.
We're over to first. That one not in time. Really not much of a threat to steal on the season. Has just 1 stolen base. Everyone on the Sabre Dogs roster does have a steal this season. As that one misses outside, and a bit of a reach there for Nick Emanuel trying to get the frame in there. That'll make it 2-1. Sabre Dogs lead it 1-0 here in the top of the second. Justin Henley gets a base hit with 2 gone. 2-1, and that one's another little blooper, and that will also be in left field, but this time it'll be caught as a nice jump by Jack Simonson. Makes it out number 3. That was almost the exact same spot as Henley's base hit, so that will bring up the Fremont Move for the second time, coming up in the bottom of the second with the heart of the order coming up. We'll be right back with Sabre Dogs Baseball.
Again, Move fans, make
Trinity Health is a nonprofit healthcare system serving northwest and central North Dakota and eastern Montana. With a care hospital in Minot, more than 40 specialties, several rural health clinics, and a long-term facility, Trinity provides a full complement of healthcare services to the region. Since 1922, they have been committed to looking ahead and improving in ways that provide the best, most compassionate care for their patients, families, and communities. Trinity Health, where their mission is, being committed to preserving and improving the quality of health to the people they serve. Know what's below. Call before you dig. Whether you call 811 or use ITIC to file your locate requests, North Dakota One Call makes sure you're able to navigate the one call process as easy as possible. Whether you're a professional contractor working on a project or a novice homeowner just installing a fence, contact us every time you dig to ensure no underground lines are damaged. It's easy, and it's the law. Dig safe.
Serving the Midwest for more than 50 years and have always provided pneumatic.
Brock Reller will lead it off for the Moo to start the bottom of the second. The right fielder for Fremont. Taking a look at his stats on the year. Reller batting 268. It's 44 hits, which is the second most on the team, only behind Jack Simonson. He by far has the most at-bats on the team at 164. Second most is 143, Dylan Sears, and Jack Simonson as well.
Looking to get something going here in the second.
First pitch swung on and missed for strike one as the Moo looking for their first base runner of the evening. 3 up, 3 down in the first. Tuck Courtney on for his second inning. Has a strikeout, no hits, no walks, and no runs. That one is fouled out of play down the left field line, and that will make it 0-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the second round. They're the Moo still looking for their first base runner of the game.
Middle infielder is playing pretty deep here, and so is the first baseman, Bo McClintock. The 0-2 count. Reller hits that one to the second baseman, takes a weird hop to Jace Edwards, sort of first in time for out number 1.
And that'll bring in Justin Ledgerwood.
So with Callier back, Josh Pano moves over to short as he played second yesterday, and Edwards played third yesterday and moves back to second. So Justin Ledgerwood playing his final game as a Fremont Moo member. Last night went 4 for 5, and he was going for the cycle and rounded second, even though the ball was already in the infield, and trying to get that cycle and was thrown out by a mile over at third. It's very ambitious, but I really appreciated it. I mean, they were already up 11-6, figured why not go for the cycle. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to him after the first pitch misses the dirt, and that one misses upstairs for ball 2. Yesterday had 2 doubles, a single, and a home run.
2-0 with 1 gone. Final game for Ledgerwood.
2-0 pitch. That one misses outside for ball 3. It's the Sabre Dogs. Ledgerwood 6 for 15 for a batting average of right at 400 with 4 RBI.
T. Carlson is on deck. Here's the
3-0 pitch. That one is in there for strike 1.
Getting the trail 1-0. Here is the 3-1 pitch.
2-1, and that one is hit well, but right to the shortstop, Josh Pano, throw to first, and that one is wild, but is caught by the diving Bo McClintock, and he touches first base with his foot while on the ground, and that will be out number 2. Bo McClintock has been showing off his athleticism so far this season at first base. He has been doing wonders for the Sabre Dogs at first base. Spearfish and Badlands getting underway in 30 minutes or so. So is Wheat City and Casper, as the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Same with Western Nebraska and Hastings. Hub City and Pierre getting underway in about 5 minutes or so. The 1 pitch, that one misses outside. So 2 gone. No score yet for the Moo as the Sabre Dogs lead 1-0 as that pitch breaks, and that one just barely misses outside to make it 2-1. Peter Carlson has played in every game against the Sabre Dogs so far as that one is fouled off. Carlson batting .429 against the Sabre Dogs, 6 for 14, with 5 runs and 2 RBI.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 gone.
Wind up in the 2-2 pitch. That one is ground up the middle once again to Pano on the run. The throw from the infield grass is in time for out number 3. So 6 up, 6 down for Tyler Courtney. Now send us to the top of the third. Sabre Dogs lead it 1-0. We'll be right back.
Baseball is America's game. It brings people together, and there's nothing better for community than people coming together. Thank you, Sabre Dogs, for providing entertainment, a family-friendly environment, and good sportsmanship to our town. These simple moments, sharing time with loved ones, create everlasting memories, and will always be in the cheering section, rooting for the home team. First Western Bank and Trust, we're not just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Forward Communication provides you an opportunity to get your message heard on radio stations all across the region. They have several syndicated radio reports you can partner on, including Ag Issues, which gives an agronomy perspective to regional agriculture, Outdoor Issues, which discusses North Dakota hunting and fishing, and Training Camp Today, which gives listeners an inside look at Minnesota Vikings training camp. Call Forward Communication at 720-0007. That's 720-0007.
iHeartRadio.
910 AM KCJB is Minot's heritage AM full-service information station, supported by the classic country favorites. KCJB listeners are ranchers and farmers and business owners. From ag reports and markets to compelling information, we are 910 AM KCJB, home of the Minnesota Twins, Minot State, and Minot High Sports. We are 910 AM KCJB, Minot's news and information station.
Sabre Dogs lead it 1-0. We'll head to the top of the third. It'll be the top of the order coming up. Philip Childs, Mason Dennison, and Cruz Taylor. Philip Childs with the only run of the day as he was driven in by a sac fly from Cruz Taylor. Childs 1 for 1 with a single and a run, as well as 2 stolen bases. He stole both second and third. Dobish back on the mound. Here is the first pitch, and that one is in there for strike 1. Really wish I had a speedometer out here. Really curious to see what his fastball is. The 0-1 pitch. Now when it's hit into the gap into left field, he is now 2 for 2 on the day in his second multi-hit game of the series. Sabre Dogs are in their red unis with gray pants and their gray hats. As for the Moo, they are in their purples with their orange hats and white pants. Color scheme of the Moo is very interesting. It reminds me a lot of the 90s. Got a lot of purple, green, purple, orange.
Still nobody out. Childs is over at first. He had 2
Childs over at first. Mentioned he stole 2 bases already. Threw back over to first. And it gets past the first baseman, Ledgerwood, and Childs is going to get to second. Around second, and they're going to send him. And he's going to be in there without a throw. Advances first to third on an E1. Another opportunity for a sac fly now for Mason Dennison. Again, he went 2 for 5 yesterday with 2 doubles and an RBI.
Nobody out, and now any ball in play could give the Sabre Dogs a 2-run lead. Here's the first pitch to Dennison.
First pitch, now on inside, fouled off for strike 1.
0-1. Cruz Taylor is on deck, followed by the dangerous Chauncey Collier.
Sabre Dogs in desperation mode at the moment. They need a win badly.
Here is the first, or the 0-1 pitch rather.
0-1. Now one is ripped to the third baseman. Nice scoop by Carlson. Runner will stay. Third and first will be in time. And that will be out number 1.
Run scores on the play, and that brings up Cruz Taylor.
Number 11, Cruz Taylor.
So that'll bring up Cruz Taylor. Another opportunity for a sac fly. And might be pulling a Boba Clintock as he had 3 RBI sac flies back on Monday. Might have an opportunity to do that here tonight.
There is great speed over third and Childs.
Huge gap between the shortstop Sears and Carlson. As Sears playing almost on top of the second base bag as first pitch misses for ball 1.
Playing on top of the second base bag, right up the middle, so there's a huge hole.
Taylor stands back in, waits the 1-0 pitch from Dobish.
To the right.
Now when it's hit towards right center field, and that should be able to do the job again, as once again it is hit to push. Here goes Childs. The throw will be not in time, and it is 2-0 Sabre Dogs. Another SF8 for Cruz Taylor. And once again, that will bring up Chauncey Collier, hit by a pitch his first time up.
Number 10, Chauncey Collier.
Collier was hit by a pitch his first time up.
Chauncey Collier leads the team in batting average at .364.
Owens will step up before delivering the first pitch. As it's a 2-0 lead for the Sabre Dogs here in the top of the third. The Moose still
Game number 48 for Chauncey is the first pitch. That one is ripped down the third baseline, but foul.
Close to foul. The land foul. It's 0-1.
Cruz Taylor made his 50th start last night, number 51 of the evening today.
2 balls and a strike here.
The 1 pitch now.
The 0-1.
Doge back in the windup. That one misses outside, and that will make it 1-1 now. The 2 gone, 1 run in. Sabre Dogs lead 2-0 here in the top of the third. Here's 1-1 pitch. And that one is hit high in the air. And on the infield, fighting the sun is Peter Carlson in foul territory. And that will be caught. Shaky, but got the job done. And that will end the inning. So another sacrifice fly from Cruz Taylor gives the Sabre Dogs a 2-0 lead. We'll be right back here with Sabre Dogs Baseball on the YouTube page of the Service Valley Sabre Dogs.
Baseball is America's game. It brings people together, and there's nothing better for community than people coming together. Thank you, Sabre Dogs, for providing entertainment, a family-friendly environment, and good sportsmanship to our town. These simple moments, sharing time with loved ones, create everlasting memories, and will always be in the cheering section, rooting for the home team. First Western Bank and Trust, we're not just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Forward Communication provides you an opportunity to get your message heard on radio stations all across the region. They have several syndicated radio reports you can partner on, including Ag Issues, which gives an agronomy perspective to regional agriculture, Outdoor Issues, which discusses North Dakota hunting and fishing, and Training Camp Today, which gives listeners an inside look at Minnesota Vikings training camp. Call Forward Communication at 720-0007. That's 720-0007.
TC back on the mound for the Sabre Dogs as he's went 6 up, 6 down, and he'll take on the bottom of the order with Nick Emanuel, Brendan Duncan, and Dylan Sears. Nick Emanuel is having a fantastic defensive outing against the Sabre Dogs as he's able to throw out 4 Sabre Dogs hitters on Monday night. As for his offense on the season, batting just 143, has just 4 hits on the year and 10 games started.
Leading off
And on the series, he is 0
number
for 7.
Nick Emanuel.
This is his 3rd start against the Sabre Dogs.
So Emanuel comes out from behind the plate to lead off the third as we're still looking for
Emanuel, left-handed catcher for North Dakota State University. Well, he bats left and throws right. Esco, Minnesota. First pitch, that one outside for ball 1.
This is just outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
Pitcher is trying to take advantage of the wind blowing in from center field. This has been rather calm or blowing out for the previous 2 games, as that one is grounded foul down the first base side for strike 1.
And it is 1-1.
Take a look at the scores around the league in the Expedition League.
12 consecutive games in which they've hit safely 10 or more times. But off to a bad start.
Hub City and Pier scoreless in the top of the first. Still, the other 3 games have not gotten underway, as this one and Hub City Pier are the only games that have gotten underway so far. 1-1 pitch now, and that one is in the dirt, and that will make it 2-1.
Closest we got to a base runner was a 3-0 count on Justin Lingerwood. And then he grounded out on a 3-1 count. Here's the 2-1 to Nick.
2-1, and that one misses outside to make it 3-1.
As we've seen yesterday, and again, if you listen, you know that I'm continuously with Bill Ford.
So far, 1 strikeout for Tyler Corney. 3-1 pitch now, and that one foul tip, and that will make the count full.
And Emanuel swings and foul
4 ground outs and a fly out.
to run the count full to 3-2.
Nobody on, nobody out to Nick Emanuel. Sabre Dogs lead it 2-0. Wind up and the pitch. Now want to hit up the middle off the mound to the shortstop Pano. A weird hop throw to first, and that one is in time for out number 1.
That's going to go down as out number 1.
Clintock kind of had to go up a little bit for that one. No problem for him. As that will bring up Brendan Duncan for the mill.
Brendan Duncan!
First time the Sabre Dogs have seen him in this series. Same with the season as well, as Duncan on the year batting .250, making his 9th game appearance as the first pitch is in there for strike 1 from TC. 6 hits out of 24 at bats with 5 runs, a double, 4 RBI, and a steal. A 1 pitch, and that one's in there. No, missed a little bit high, I guess. It might be 1-1.
Here's the 1-1 pitch.
1-1, hit up the middle, and that will be the first base runner of the day for the Moo, as there's a base hit with one out.
And that'll bring up Dylan Sears.
So that will now bring up Dylan Sears, the shortstop for the Moo.
Dylan Sears!
Sears batting just 4 for 15 against the Sabre Dogs, and not having a whole lot of success on the season either. Has the second most at-bats on the year, but just 33 hits for a batting average of .231.
7th hit of the year for Duncan and 25 at-bats. And here is Dylan. First pitch to Sears.
First pitch, that one fouled off for strike one. Sabre Dogs have 3 hits so far, and that, of course, was Fremont's first hit of the night.
Up to 26 pitches, 19 strikes. Make it 30.
Hard to believe we only have a week and a half left of the regular season.
Here's the 0-1 to Dylan.
0-1, and that one misses in the dirt.
Blocked behind the plate by Justin Henley. So even the count up.
So in all likelihood, seeing how things have shaken out in this past few games, Sabre Dogs and the Trappers 4-game series in Corbett Field on the 1st through the 4th will likely end up being the determiner of who goes to the playoffs. That one fouled off will make it 1-2.
The Casper Horseheads and Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, that's the game that we're going to keep an eye on very closely tonight.
If you're wondering, so far on the season, the Sabre Dogs are 1-1 against the Trappers.
A ball and 2 strikes with 1 gone. Here's Dylan Sears trying to get something going with Duncan on it.
1-2 pitch. Someone fouled back once again. Make it 1-2. The Sabre Dogs play the Trappers just 6 times. They play the Big Sticks just 6 times, but they play the Pioneers 8 times. And then they play the Hot Shots 14 times and the Whiskey Jacks 16 times. So hopefully next year they can get their schedule a little bit evened out. They don't play the Sasquatch at all, and don't play the Trappers on the road despite them being in the same division, as that one swung on and missed for strike 3.
So that's a strikeout.
I think the most egregious part of the schedule is the fact that we don't play the Trappers on the road. The fact that they are in the same division as the Trappers and don't play them on the road, I think is absolutely ridiculous. You can take away some of those games against opponents in the Clark division and just have them play here on the road. Or better yet, and give some of those games to the Big Sticks too, because they played each other a ton last year. Got a nice rivalry going between these two teams, and they were both really good. Same with this year, but once again, they don't play each other very much. Here's the first pitch to the leadoff man, Tyler Push, and that was in the dirt for ball 1. Push flew out to the shortstop, Josh Payne, was first time up.
Who finally gets something offensively to go their way here in the bottom of the 3rd with the first hit of the night by
Sabre Dogs are just 6-12 against Clark division opponents, 1-10 on the road. That one in the dirt, nice scoop by Justin Henley.
But he does a nice job keeping that one in front of him. It's 2-0.
Now we'll make it 2-0 now. Run over at first with 2 outs.
5 a.m. to head to Casper, Wyoming to take on the Horseheads in a series which could determine who's going to the playoffs. Casper comes into tonight's game.
2-0 pitch. Now one swung on, foul back. And that will make it 2-1.
Again, 2-0 our score. Sabre Dogs on top here early.
TC trying to get out of the inning here, not giving up a run. Take a look at the remaining schedule of the Fremont Moo. They have a huge 4-game series against the Horseheads coming up, and that one is past the glove of Bo McClintock, scooped up by the second baseman Awards, and throw to first, and in time! And that's going to go down as a 3-4, or actually a 3-4-1 to get out Tyler Push to end the inning. Fantastic play by Jace Edwards. Got a very clean transfer. So we'll head to the top of the 4th. We'll talk more about the upcoming schedule for the Moo coming up. We'll be right back.
Baseball is America's game. It brings people together, and there's nothing better for community than people coming together. Thank you, Sabre Dogs, for providing entertainment, a family-friendly environment, and good sportsmanship to our town. These simple moments, sharing time with loved ones, create everlasting memories, and will always be in the cheering section, rooting for the home team. First Western Bank and Trust, we're not just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Forward Communication provides you an opportunity to get your message heard on radio stations all across the region. They have several syndicated radio reports you can partner on, including Ag Issues, which gives an agronomy perspective to regional agriculture, Outdoor Issues, which discusses North Dakota hunting and fishing, and Training Camp Today, which gives listeners an inside look at Minnesota Vikings training camp. Call Forward Communication at 720-0007. That's 720-0007.
Shutout innings by Tyler Courtney, in which he's allowed just one.
First pitch. And that one misses for ball 1. So, continuing with the remaining schedule for the Moo, as the 1-0 pitch is hit in the air towards center field. Coming in is Tyler Push. That one hanging in the air forever and finally comes down to earth for out number 1. So again, a huge 4-game series against the Moo and the Horseheads in Casper on the 25th through the 28th. And then coming up after that, they take on the Pier Trappers. That'll be an interesting series, as we'll be rooting for the Moo in that one. And they have one game against the Pioneers at Oregon Trail Park, which is kind of interesting. Sabre Dogs have the same thing against the Badlands Big Sticks on the 29th. That's a little bluebird center field, and that will be caught for out number 2 by Josh Pano. And after that, they have 2 games at home against Hub City, and then 2 games on the road against Badlands. As they also have the August 5th day off. And they will see if they can't get into the playoffs in the divisional round against the Western Nebraska Pioneers on August 7th. And Jace Edwards, 0 for 1 in the day, as the first pitch misses low and away for ball 1.
Shutout inning. He allowed 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third.
Here's the 1-0 now. That one is hit up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Back-to-back innings with that was the second inning, my mistake. In the second inning, Sabre Dogs also got a 2-out single. And that was by this man, Justin Henley. 1 for 1 on the day. Straight it over at first. Now has 10 hits on the season. Catcher from Emmanuel College. Nice pipeline for the Sabre Dogs in Emmanuel College, including third baseman Brock Bockham, who will see might be pitching tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. First pitch. And now on a slow grounder to the catcher Emmanuel. The throw is in the dirt, and a nice touch by Ledgerwood on the bag. And Henley not much of a threat to zoom all the way to the base path, and they take advantage of that and get the final out. So we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Sabre Dogs still lead it 2-0. We'll be right back.
El Azteca is authentic Mexican fast food on the go. Their ingredients are always fresh, so you can be sure you'll get the best tacos, burritos, tamales, and more. El Azteca is located at 2035 North Broadway in Minot. Stop in or order online to save time. If you want exclusive coupons and special offers to save more on your next visit, text El Azteca as one word to 21777. El Azteca, the most authentic Mexican food in Minot.
iHeartRadio. We are Northwest North Dakota's #1 country radio station, 97 Kicks FM, playing a wide variety of today's new country to those country favorites reaching back to the 90s. With the award-winning Bobby Bones Show and a big signal puts your business where it needs to be. We are heard on over 2,000 smart devices across the country with our iHeartRadio app. From radio to streaming, web, and social media, we've got you covered. Our Kicks listeners are current and retired military, farmers and ranchers, working moms, business owners. We are 97 Kicks FM.
And accessories at maxbats.com. Maxbat, the official bat of the Expedition League.
Tyler Courtney coming out for another inning of action, as he has allowed just 1 hit with no walks and no earned runs so far through 3 innings. He'll take on the 2-3-4 hitters, Charlie Hesse, Jack Stuyvesant, and Brock Reller. Hesse struck out his first time up to the plate. Sabre Dogs, not a whole lot of strikeouts for the pitcher staff. In fact, last night only got 1.
Leading off the designated hitter, number 6, Charlie Hesse.
Already tonight, Courtney with 2. As that one swung on, grounded foul down the third base side for strike 1.
Charlie Hesse is fouled off, and it is 0-1. Hesse had a
Jared Slubby coming to you live from Fremont, Nebraska, from Moeller Field. Finale between the Sabre Dogs and the Moo. As that's a breaking ball that misses. Sabre Dogs are 3-4. Actually, excuse me, they are 2-3 against the Fremont Moves. That one misses up and away for 2-1.
Credit though, here in the through 3 innings, they've been really strong defensively. There's a few plays that could have easily been errors, and they've made them.
2-1 pitch, and that one misses outside for ball 3. So Courtney's had a few 3-1 counts, but has been able to get out of them every single time.
Hesse worked his way to a full count last time before becoming the first strikeout victim of the
3-1. That one is outside. That'll be the first walk of the game. So that will bring up Jack Simonson, grounded out to Courtney his first time up.
And now batting the left fielder, number 29,
Second base runner of the night for Fremont, as Brendan Duncan was the first back in the third with a base hit. Pitching staff overall have been pretty solid this season, as the first pitch is hit out of play down the right field line for strike 1. Right now the ERA is sitting at 4.90, which has skyrocketed since the beginning of this series, and before the series it was at 4.69.
0-1 to Jack. Hesse leads on first. Here's the
0-1 pitch, and that's a breaking ball that misses outside.
As that'll miss outside as well. Brock Reller is on deck, the cleanup hitter. Not going to be a night where we.
From the stretch, Courtney goes back to work. And I'm going to throw back over to first.
Well high, so no tag.
Hesse just 4 stolen bases on the year. Hesse has his lead. McClintock is holding him on at first. That one foul back into the screen. That'll make it 1-2. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Sabre Dogs still in control. They 2-0 lead. You just know that any minute the Moo are just going to go off and get a bunch of runs all at once. So you got to be able to prepare with a little bit of padding on the offensive end. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one is grounded fair down the third base line into left field. Past the diving Chauncey Callier, heading for third is Hesse, and he will be in there. And they'll put runners on second and third for Brock Reller.
Jack Simonson! That quick cut brought to you by
Reller is 0 for 1
Shop
with a
at
ground out
9416
to the second baseman.
As good as the best.
Jace Edwards his first time up. Big time matchup right here for Tyler Courtney, as the tying run over there at second and leading run on at the plate.
With one swing of the bat, as it looks like the offense is coming around now.
Kind of surprised the outfield not playing in further with the wind blowing in as much as it is. They're now time called by Reller. So just 1 hit and no walks going into the inning, but 1 walk and 1 hit in this inning alone, as that one is swing and a miss. Reller, big cut there. After this game is over, just 10 more games left in the regular season for the Sabre Dogs.
Here's the 0-1.
0-1 pitch. That one is hit up the middle. Nice rip, and it gets past the second baseman, Jace Edwards. That'll score 2, and that will tie the game. So a 2 RBI single from Brock Reller.
The first baseman, number 23.
That will bring up Justin Ledgerwood. Had his way with the Sabre Dogs pitching staff yesterday, going 4 for 5. However, just 2 RBIs. He was just a trip away from the cycle with 2 doubles, a single, and a home run. First pitch. Now one's ripped into left field, hooking, foul. Make it 0-1.
We've got a brand new ball game, all tied up at 2. Still nobody out in the inning, as that one got under the second baseman's glove, and it's the first time we've gotten a break on one of those hard hit grounders. So the move tied the game here.
Courtney working from the stretch with Brock Reller over there at first. There's the 0-1, and that one misses to make it 1-1.
Here's the 1-1 pitch.
1-1. Now one is hit in the air, out of play, and that'll make it 1-2.
1-2 now. Still nobody out in the inning. Ledgerwood grounded out his first time after working a 3-0 count.
Sabre Dogs still not retired anyone in this inning. Walk, double, single makes it a 2-2 game.
Here is the 1-2.
1-2 pitch. That misses inside, and now will even things up at 2-2.
Finally, something to get excited about in the bottom of the fourth. The Moo bats.
Big gap in between Jace Edwards and Bo McClintock, the second and first baseman, time for the Sabre Dogs.
A 2-run single by Brock Reller.
40 sets and delivers. That one's in the dirt, and that will make it 3-2 as Henley is able to keep that in front of him.
On deck for the Moo is Pete Carlson, third baseman.
Todd Corney, the infielder from the University of North Georgia, teammates with center fielder Cruz Taylor.
Here is the 3-ball, 2-strike delivery.
3-2. Now one is hit into the gap in right field, and that will put runners on first and second. Still nobody out.
As Pete Carlson comes to the plate with still nobody out.
4 consecutive batters have reached for the Sabre Dogs. Now a mound visit from Justin Mulvaney. Now we'll bring up Peter Carlson, 0 for 1 with a ground out his first time up, and with his mound visit, it'll give us some time to look at the scores around the league. Trappers with an early 2-0 lead against Hub City Hotshots in the bottom of the first there. Western Nebraska Hastings still hasn't gotten underway yet. Neither has the Spearfish Badlands or the Wheat City Casper.
Moo fans, a reminder. Head down to the Moo merch stand to enter your name into our 50-50
So
raffle.
keep an eye out on how the Sabre Dogs attack their bullpen, as last night Justin Henley and Corey Smith came out of the pen. And on Monday it was Braden Henley and Caden Calbert with Matt Sartwell getting a start. So we could see Cody Waters come out sometime today. He has a team-leading 16 appearances on the mound, including a start. So he could, or we couldn't, as he might get another start coming up against Hastings. It'll all kind of depend on what the Sabre Dogs want to do. Cody Waters has been so good out of the bullpen for the Sabre Dogs. He has 2 starts under his belt. As that one is hit well towards left field. Wind will blow that in as Philip Childs races in to make the catch. We're out number 1. And that will bring up Nick Emanuel. Rounded out to Josh Pano last inning. So in the first 3 innings, just 10 batters faced.
Number 21, Nick.
In this inning, 5 batters. Actually, now 6 batters that he has faced. We are tied 2-2 as the Moo have gotten 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. It's like I was saying, gotta get off to a hot start offensively to keep these Moo at bay, considering how good their offense has been. First pitch, now misses low as the Moo have went 3 straight games with 10+ runs. Got 11 yesterday and 13 in the first game against the Sabre Dogs on Monday night. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Now misses upstairs to make it 2-0.
It's 2-0. Courtney's thrown a lot more strikes than he had in the first few innings.
At first is Justin Ledgerwood, and Reller over there at second. Still just 1 out. 2-0 pitch to Emmanuel. Now one is hit into right center field and now drop for a base hit, and that should score another run as Cruz Taylor will bring it in. And the runners will continue to stay on first and second. But now it will be Ledgerwood and Emmanuel with Brock Reller coming home to score. That brings up Brendan Duncan, who is 1 for 1 with a single back in the 3rd.
Second baseman, number 14, Brandon.
Been a long half inning so far as we are an hour into this game. Up to this point, the game has been going by pretty quickly with not a whole lot of offense, but 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th for the Moo. Misses outside for ball 1.
An inning ago, he watches the first pitch outside for ball 1.
Nobody holding on the runners for the Sabre Dogs. That one is hit towards left field, and that will drop for another base hit. And that will load the bases with 1 out. Duncan is now 2 for 2 on the day. That will bring up Dylan Sears to finish up the second time through the hitting order for the Moo. Dylan Sears is 0 for 1. Already, Sears is just 1 of 3 Moo to not reach base so far tonight. Bases loaded with just one out.
Letterwood over at third.
Double play would be really nice here. Try to keep that deficit at 1 run.
The bases loaded.
First pitch, that one. Here it is. Double play ball to Edwards. Throw to second in time. Throw to first will be in time as well. 6-4-3 double play won the inning.
And you shall receive.
That will send us to the top of the 5th. Sabre Dogs now trail 3-2. We will be right back.
3 runs for your move in the inning.
iHeartRadio.
Z94 is Minot's only station for today's hit music. The Z94 audience is an active one, targeting your 18 to 42-year-olds. The Z94 listener is a need-to-know listener. They do product research. From product and customer satisfaction reviews, our Z94 audience has their smart devices at their fingertips. That's why you need to be with Z94, because we're in front of our listeners and your customers with our in-demand services like streaming, podcasts, social media. And since we brand to our specific audience, we know how to market your business. Z94, Minot's only station for today's hit music.
You had a long day? An alcoholic beverage sound good right about now? Souris River Brewing Company has you covered. They use the most locally sourced and freshest ingredients available to create quality beers and food. Souris River Brewing Company sources food and grains from their neighbors to maintain our local economy and to serve you. Be sure to stop by Souris River Brewing Company, a true North Dakota experience.
Top of the 5th coming up for the Sabre Dogs is Wilson Rubio, the number 9 hitter. Then the top of the order coming up for the 3rd time with Philip Childs and Mason Dennison. Sabre Dogs now trail 3-2 thanks to 3 runs. An RBI single from Nick Emanuel and a 2 RBI single from Brock Reller to bring home Charlie Hesse, Jack Simonson, and Brock Reller. Wilson Rubio on 0 for 1 this evening, the outfielder from Paris JUCO College in Texas. Sabre Dogs have 6 hits, 4 for the Moo. Actually, the other way around. 6 for the Moo and 4 for the Sabre Dogs. As that one missed outside for ball 1 for Dylan Dobish. 1-0 pitch, and that one misses outside, and that will make it 2-0. Sabre Dogs have hit well in this series, but not well enough. 2-0 pitch, and that one is in there for strike 1. Again, batting in this series, they are .354 at the plate. 2-1 pitch, that one is outside. In retrospect, I mean, we hit .221 against the Pioneers in 4 games and took 3 out of 4.
Risk of doing so to lead off the inning here. He has hit 1 back. Has 0 strikeouts before innings, though.
3-1 pitch. As a 5-pitch walk, that will put him on base for Philip Childs, who was 2 for 2 with 2 runs and 2 stolen bases.
Number 19, Philip Childs.
Sabre Dogs have the tying run over at first base now, with nobody out.
Next time you advertise this split the pot thing.
Dobish from the stretch. Here is the first pitch, and that one this is inside for ball 1.
Dalen struggling to find the zone here to start the 5th. Here's the 1-0 pitch.
1-0, that one in there for strike 1 in the outside corner.
Childs 2 for 2. He scored both runs.
Childs has put it into the left field gap between the second baseman, the shortstop, and the third baseman. They have covered up that hole. There was a huge gap into the center field, and now hits this one into right field for a base hit. So now you're going to cover up my favorite spot and go to right field this time just to mix things up. And that'll put runners on the corners. Still nobody out as Rubio advances all the way over to third. He's now 3 for 3 on the day. Just one of those games for Childs.
Mason Dennison.
And so when you're hot, you're hot. Phil Childs is.
Dennison 0 for 2 on the evening. Fly out and a ground out so far.
Every time he's reached, he's scored. Over at third is Wilson Rubio, who looks to become the first.
Golden opportunity right here for the Sabre Dogs. Tying run on third and go ahead run over first. There goes Childs. That one is hit to the third baseman. Throw to first will be in time, and he'll advance Childs over to second. Exact same result as the third inning at 5-3 for round number 1.
Cruz Taylor.
Does that bring up Cruz Taylor? Back-to-back sack flies. Could go for his third right here. Another runner on at third with 1 out. He had the exact same scenario all 3 times he's coming up to the plate.
Taylor is still looking for his first at bat. He's got both RBIs today, both on sacrifice flies.
First pitch, and that one misses low for ball 1. I think Emmanuel held that one for a while, thinking that was a strike, but it just barely missed. On a pitch, that one fouled back for strike 1 there. Cruz already with 4 RBI in the series. Actually coming into today's game, so now he has 6.
Chases a bit, I suppose, and it's 1-1. 1 gone in the end.
1-1 pitch, and that one hit in the air. That will not get the job done. It's in on the infield. That will be played by Peter Carlson, the third baseman, and that will be out number 2. So that will bring up Chauncey Collier with 2 outs, runners on second and third, making his first appearance since this past Sunday against Western Nebraska.
So, man, wouldn't this be something if we get out of this inning without allowing anything to keep the lead? 2 outs for the most dangerous.
Holding any runners on, the gap in center field is huge here. First pitch, that one fouled back. The reason why that is because of the fact that Dobish, not exactly the fastest pitcher, so a lot of right-handed hitters are going to pull all the stuff that comes to the plate. Now, quick mound visit. As of right now, the shortstop Sears playing to the left of halfway between second and third base, and the second baseman Duncan in the normal spot, leaving a huge gap there in center field. Put the same thing on for Philip Childs, and he went oppo. We'll see how he does here. And Childs not really someone you shift into, and he's able to hit into a shift. I mean, he hits them all over the place. He showed that off right there with a no-out single. So leadoff walk for Rubion, a single then for Childs, but then back-to-back outs for the Sabre Dogs. Brings up Chauncey Collier. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him now. That one foul tip, that breaking ball. That will make it 0-2. And that one got a piece of the catcher, Nick Emmanuel, and he will have time to recuperate and get ready for the next pitch. Collier with 48 strikeouts on the year, which is by far the most on the team, actually one of the most in the league.
Has struck out a lot, though, 48 times. Here's the 0-2 to him. Where's it second and third? Long pause by Dan.
Now a long pause from the pitcher Dobish, and Collier will call for a pause.
Call time. As here we go again, 0-2 with 2 gone.
5 hits on the night for the Sabre Dogs with 2 runs. Go ahead, run over at second, tying run at third. 0-2 pitch. Now misses in the dirt, trying to get Collier to chase, but does not do so. And now we'll make it 1-2. Still 2 outs. Coming up for the Moo, it will be the top of the order. Tyler Push, Charlie Hesse, and Jack Simonson. It'll already be the 3rd time through the order for the Moo.
Delivery.
1-2, that one misses outside, making it 2-2.
All right, Moo fans, there's 2 strikes and 2 outs.
McClintock is on deck if necessary for the Sabre Dogs.
Here is the 2-2 with 2 gone. Owens
Collier 5 for 10 against the Moo on the year.
2-2 delivery.
2-2 pitch, that one's hit towards right center field. That one carrying, Push backing up, and he will make the catch for the final out. And that will send us to the bottom of the 5th. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2. We will be right back.
iHeartRadio.
Z94 is is Minot's only station for today's hit music. The Z94 audience is an active one, targeting your 18 to 42-year-olds. The Z94 listener is a need-to-know listener. They do product research. For product and customer satisfaction reviews, our Z94 audience has their smart devices at their fingertips. That's why you need to be with Z94, because we're in front of our listeners and your customers with our in-demand services like streaming, podcasts, social media. And since we brand to our specific audience, we know how to market your business. Z94, Minot's only station for today's hit music.
You had a long day? An alcoholic beverage sound good right about now? Sabre River Brewing Company has you covered. They use the most locally sourced and freshest ingredients available to create quality beers and food. Sabre River Brewing Company sources food and grains from their neighbors to maintain our local economy and to serve you. Be sure to stop by Sabre River Brewing Company, a true North Dakota experience.
As the Kiwanis Club of Fremont.
Sabre Dogs trail 3-2. TC back on the mound for his fifth inning of the evening. He's so far went 4 innings. Has been pitching pretty well except for that last inning. He's given up 3 earned runs with 6 hits, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. So he will go ahead and face once again the top of the order. It's Tyler Bush, 0 for 2 on the day.
Leading off for your move from Fremont, Nebraska.
Uncharacteristic like day for the center fielder from Fremont. However, making up for it with a nice play in center field to end the inning. Sabre Dogs lead 2 stranded after back-to-back runners getting on and being on second and third, and 3 consecutive outs as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1.
Top of the 5th. 2-man on, runners at second and third with nobody out.
Push back in the batter's box. He'll wait the 1-0 pitch. Here's Corny in the windup. Now it is swung on and grounded to the shortstop Pano, and he boots it. And Pano with another error. Committed a few yesterday at second base. That'll be the first error of the night for the Sabre Dogs. Mentioned they had 6 yesterday.
From Mendota Heights,
and that will bring up Charlie Hesse, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run. He led off the bottom of the 4th. 4 consecutive base runners in a row reached, and 3 consecutive runs.
In which the Moose scored 3 runs first pitch to him.
Switch ahead of that breaking ball, strike 1 for the designated hitter for the Moo.
No balls and a strike to Charlie, the designated hitter tonight. Here's the 0-1.
0-1, and that one misses low, and that will even the count at 1-1.
Bush took 4 hard steps towards second, but wound up staying at first.
Sabre Dogs are still looking for that elusive first win since the All-Star break. Took 3 of 4 from the Pioneers at Corbett. 1-1 pitch. That one is in there for a strike to make it 1-2.
And it is 1-2. The Moo now with 7 hits tonight.
Sabre Dogs really haven't put on very many shifts at all this season, and they continue to do that despite the wind blowing in from center field. 1-2, swung on, check swing, did not go around, and that'll make it 2-2. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Sabre Dogs continue to trail 3-2.
Pitch count for Tyler Courtney. Now it's 71. Pitch limit in the Expedition League is 120.
Corny sets. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Now one in there for strike 3 as Hesse thought that was inside and immediately storming back to the dugout.
Charlie on a good pitch that catches the inside corner, and that'll bring up Jack Simonson.
So that'll bring up Jack Simonson, is 1 for 2 with a double and a run. Got that double last inning.
From South Dakota, number 29, Jack Simonson.
Simonson having a pretty nice series for the Moo. At 9 for 18 against the Sabre Dogs as a whole. He's played in 4 of the 5 games. His 8 RBI, which leads the team. This pitch misses low for ball 1. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Tyler Courtney trying to get his mojo back after losing it last inning. 1-0 pitch, fouled back, and that will make it 1-1. And a big secondary lead from Tyler Push over there first. As Push has 22 stolen bases. Was caught stealing yesterday once. That was Drew Pollum who got the caught stealing. Of course, Justin Henley, the catcher tonight for the Sabre Dogs. Quintock holding Push on. The 1-1 pitch. That one misses low for 2-1.
Plenty of good takes in the inning by Movement.
Trinity Health is a nonprofit healthcare system serving northwest and central North Dakota and eastern Montana. With a care hospital in Minot, more than 40 specialties, several rural health clinics, and a long-term facility, Trinity provides a full complement of healthcare services to the region. Since 1922, they have been committed to looking ahead and improving in ways that provide the best, most compassionate care for their patients, families, and communities. Trinity Health, where their mission is, being committed to preserving and improving the quality of health to the people they serve. Know what's below. Call before you dig. Whether you call 811 or use ITIC to file your locate requests, North Dakota One Call makes sure you're able to navigate the One Call process as easy as possible. Whether you're a professional contractor working on a project or a novice homeowner just installing a fence, contact us every time you dig to ensure no underground lines are damaged. It's easy, and it's the law. Dig safe.
Sabre Dogs trail 3-2, and the Dogs will bring up Bowman McClintock, Josh Pano, and Jace Edwards. So just a quick scoring correction. Josh Pano was not given an error. They're going to give the base hit to Tyler Push, and he was thrown out at first after that lineup from Jack Simons. An excellent play from Josh Pano. So McClintock comes to play. He's over 2 with 2 flyouts on the day, 1 to right field and 1 to center, respectively. Sabre Dogs had runners on second and third with nobody out and left them stranded with back-to-back-to-back outs from Dennison, Taylor, and Callier. Here is the first pitch. And that one misses for ball 1. McClintock, a senior from Point University. No pitch. That one is hit high in the air towards left field. Coming in and is Jack Simons, the left fielder, for out number 1. So he is now flown out to all 3 outfielders for the move. Josh Pano has done the exact same thing with fly out to right and left. Actually, right then center. He's 0 for 2 on the day. On the deck, of course, is Jace Edwards. First pitch. Swung on and grounded to the third baseman Carlson. Throw to first will be in time. Carlson, I would assume, is going to get a ton of action over there, as he'll be getting a lot of ground balls from right-handed batters. And that will bring up Jace Edwards. 1 for 2 on the day, a single back in the 4th inning, as well as a ground out back in the second.
Coors Light beer batter.
Number 15, Jace Edwards.
If Jay strikes out, it's half-price beer.
Trappers continue to lead 2-0. The bottom of the second is the first pitch in there for strike 1.
There's one!
Weed City and Casper in the top of the first, scoreless there. Bottom of the first between Spearfish and Badlands, scoreless there. And still no score from Western Nebraska and Hastings yet. A 1 pitch, and that one just misses outside. It'll even count 1-1. This looks like Dobish is just loafing it in there. It's very interesting how the Sabre Dogs not been able to put up a bunch of runs, just because Dobish has been able to control it so well. That one is hit towards center field on a line, and that will be out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Dobish. That will quickly send us to the top of the the bottom of the 6th. Sabre Dogs continue to trail 3-2. We'll be right back after a 60-second break.
Inside of your mouth ache? Not brushing as often as you should? Then come on over to Kemet Dental. Kemet Dental prides on their team of highly educated dental professionals and advanced technology. Whether it's advanced dental procedures such as implants, same-day crowns, and sleep apnea, there's no problem they can't fix. Visit their state-of-the-art facility or visit kemetdental.com to learn more. Kemet Dental. We treat more than teeth, we treat people. Don't let bad weather surprise you. Stay informed with KMOT. KMOT is Minot's local NBC affiliate that keeps you in the know for all things weather-related. KMOT also makes sure that you know everything important happening in the Minot community. Want to see the latest Twins highlights? Check out KMOT's professional sports coverage, as well as their local and collegiate sports. KMOT, your news leader.
Sabre Dogs continue to roll with Tyler Courtney on the mound. He has went 5 innings with 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts as he goes 3 up, 3 down in an unconventional way with a single from Tyler Push, a strikeout to Charlie Hesse, and then a line out to Simonson and a force out, or not a force out, but rather a tag out back to first base. That'll bring up the heart of the order: Brock Reller, Justin Ledgerwood, and Peter Carlson, the 4-5-6 hitters. Reller a 2 RBI single and a ground out so far today as the first pitch. That one misses low and inside for ball 1. Keep an eye out on the bullpen for the Sabre Dogs and who they go with. Mention that Lonnie Morris is done for the season, re-injured. An injury he had in college at UC San Diego, and that one is hitting the gap in right field for a base hit. That'll be a single. So that will bring up Justin Ledgerwood, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a ground out. Straightened out on third base back in the 4th inning.
So leadoff single has the Moo in business as here's Ledgerwood.
Courtney sets and unwinds. First pitch misses low for ball 1.
Like we finally timed up Tyler Courtney a bit. After, man, we really struggled.
Big gap in between second and first with McClintock holding on the runner, Brock Reller. 1-0 pitch. That one misses, and I'll make it 2-0.
Up 3-2. Ledgerwood takes that pitch for ball 2. 2-0.
Sabre Dogs have some action over there in the bullpen. So here's a 2-0 pitch now. That one grounded foul.
Runs the count to 2-1 now.
Courtney sets and delivers a 2-1. That one is hit in the air and out of play over our heads. That'll make it 2-2. Looking for their first out of the inning here in the bottom of the 6th. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2 here in the series finale between the Sabre Dogs and the Moo.
2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out.
2-2 pitch in the dirt. Could be the last time these two teams play, or in an unconventional way, they could face each other in the finals. We'll see how everything unfolds.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Both teams, as of right now, are set to be the number 2 seeds in the playoffs.
Here is the full count.
3-2 pitch. And that one hits the batter, and I'm not quite sure if they're saying it's a hit by pitch or a foul ball. I think they're calling it a foul ball, as Ledgerwood didn't really react like it was a hit by pitch.
Justin looks okay.
And that will make it 3-2.
I don't think it hit Justin.
Nowhere near as severe as the Nick Mastoney sort of scenario last night. Excuse me, Monday night rather. An update on him: he is feeling a little bit better today, but he's not good enough to go tonight. It's a 3-2 pitch in there, fastball down the middle for strike 3.
Over the plate and low for up number 1.
Second strikeout looking, and a 4th strikeout overall on the night for Tyler.
From Arvada, Colorado.
That brings up Peter Carlson over 2 with a flyout and a ground down so far tonight. Halfway through this game, as the Sabre Dogs try to end their 6-game losing streak. It's the first pitch in there for strike 1.
As we'll take another look at the pitch count for Tyler Courtney.
Run over at first is Brock Reller, reached on a leadoff single.
Reller leads off first. Here is the 0-1.
0-1, a breaking ball in the dirt. Another stop from Justin Henley. He's been busy getting those pitches in the dirt so far tonight. Now leading the count 1-1.
Bottom of the 6th, the Moo up 3-2. Voice of the Fremont Moo, John Sartori here. Thanks for spending your evening with us, everybody, as we go for win number 6.
So no errors for the Sabre Dogs so far, as Josh Pano originally credited with an error, and it was wiped off.
1-1 the count to Pete.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. As that one is in there on the outside corner for strike 2 on a fastball.
Led off the inning with a single. And then Justin Ledgerwood struck out for out number 1 on a full count pitch. Pete Carlson is down here 1-2. And here's the delivery.
1-2, and that one escapes Justin Henley, but he's able to keep it in front of him as it bounces to his right by about 10 feet. Now keep 2-2 with Reller staying over there at first.
2 balls and 2 strikes to
Carlson steps back in. He's making his 6th appearance against the Sabre Dogs tonight.
Here's the delivery of Pete. Out of the
Leg kick and the delivery, fouled back, and that will keep it at 2-2. Double play would be nice right here.
190-pound right-hander out of the University.
They've had double plays in back-to-back innings.
Pretty well today. He has kept the Sabre Dogs in it. They trail by a run, 3-2. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the
2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit towards right field. A little blooper to first baseman Bubba Clintock, and that will be caught for the second out. Definitely one of the better outcomes that could have happened for the Sabre Dogs, and that will bring up Nick Emanuel, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the fourth.
From Esco, Minnesota, number 21, Nick Emanuel.
Trappers extend their lead. It is now 5-0. Pier leads Hub City. The top of the third.
A leadoff single and nothing to do after that, as we'll see if Nick can get his second hit in a row. He swings to the first.
Emanuel waves on that pitch. Misses. Make it 0-1.
Checking on the Wheat City and Casper game, no score.
Sabre Dogs will bring up the 891 hitters coming up in the top of the seventh. There goes the runner. Courtney steps off, throw to second, and that is going to be not in time.
Brock stole that one.
And Pano not happy with that call as Courtney just stepped off the back of the mound just a little bit too quickly, or not quick enough actually.
And now a base hit will give.
Sabre Dog's not communicating well on that either. I mean, you just yell out that the fact that the guy's taken off. I didn't really hear anything up here. I mean, had that happen with the Moo yesterday, and you could all hear all the way up here as 5 or 6 players that were saying that he was taken off, and they stepped off, and they were able to get him out second. So a snag bag there from Brock Reller, first of the night for the Moo, and that one is flown out of here, and that will make it 0-2. Reller will head back to second. Manuel will have a 1-2 pitch coming up. Left-hander from North Dakota State.
Nick Emanuel had a single that drove in a run his last time. Looking for his second RBI of the night. Here with 2 gone.
Manuel with an open stance. Closes it, 1-2. Check swing. Yeah, he went around. He'll head off to first. Henley, throw down to first, will be in time, and that will end the inning. So the Sabre Dogs, once again, still trail 3-2. We will head to the top of the seventh. Coming up in just a little bit, you've been listening to Sabre Dogs Baseball on the YouTube page. Service Valley Sabre Dogs.
Baseball is America's game. It brings people together, and there's nothing better for community than people coming together. Thank you, Sabre Dogs, for providing entertainment, a family-friendly environment, and good sportsmanship to our town. These simple moments, sharing time with loved ones, create everlasting memories, and will always be in the cheering section, rooting for the home team. First Western Bank and Trust, we're not just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Forward Communication provides you an opportunity to get your message heard on radio stations all across the region. They have several syndicated radio reports you can partner on, including Ag Issues, which gives an agronomy perspective to regional agriculture, Outdoor Issues, which discusses North Dakota hunting and fishing, and Training Camp Today, which gives listeners an inside look at Minnesota Vikings training camp. Call Forward Communication at 720-0007. That's 720-0007. Dobish is out for another inning as he'll take on Justin Henley to lead things off. He is 1 for 2, had a single back in the second inning. Also grounded out to the catcher, Nick Emanuel, back in the fourth inning. Taking a look at Dobish's stats so far in this game. He has won 6 innings, has allowed just 5 hits, 1 earned run with 2 runs total, 1 walk, and has no strikeouts. Fremont going for the save. They will have a huge series in Casper coming up against the Horseheads. That could ultimately determine who goes to the playoffs from the Clark Division. Let's take a look at the standings there. Casper, as of right now, is 2 games back on the Moo, and if they can take 2 games from Fremont in that series, they will be tied. But that'll be difficult to do with the Moo playing so well. Hastings is kind of been left in the dust as they are now 3.5 games back of the Moo for the second place spot. As for Spearfish, they really haven't had any chance as they actually were in second place in the Clark Division in the first half, but they lost a lot of players and had a lot of injuries, and that has really hurt their team. Boy, can we ever relate. First pitch, that one misses outside to Henley for ball 1.
be on the mound. He delivers the first pitch outside for ball 1. And it's 1-0.
Lineup from Dobish, 1-0 pitch, and that one is in there. Slider will make it 1-1.
Turns around and has a word with the home plate umpire. And it's 1-1 now as Dale works quickly. This one is
Slow grounder, first base side, and that will be foul, and that will make it 1-2. Sabre Dogs have 5 hits with their 2 runs, and the Moo have 8 hits with their 3 runs. One of those coming from this guy, Justin Henley. 10 hits on the year.
Here's the 1-2. He's got a chance to get it.
1-2 pitch. Outside, and that will even it up at 2-2.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And this is set on the ground to second. Fielded there by Duncan. Throw to first.
Slow grounder over to the second baseman, Duncan. He'll make the play at first for out number 1.
Number 4, Wilson Rubion.
Celebrating Wilson Rubion is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a fly out to left field.
Loudest one of the night right here, guys. Let's go.
Rubion coming into tonight's game, batting .280.
1, 2, 3.
Shift from the Moo infield. They've done that quite a bit in this series. The first pitch in there for strike 1 is Dylan Sears playing just to the left of the second base bag, and that's for the third baseman playing in his normal position. As that one misses, even count 1-1. Duncan playing to the right side of the halfway point between first and second base, and Ledgerwood playing just a few feet to the left of the first base bag. Now on a foul, and that'll make it 1-2. By far the most shifts we've seen so far this season. Sabre Dogs don't really hit into shifts. Have a lot of people that can go the opposite ways. That one misses outside and make it 2-2.
Play it after taking it to the ball game.
Okay, I have enough. I was gonna play for the fumble game.
1 and 2.
1-2 pitch, and that one hit into left field, and that'll be foul.
Keeps the count at 1-2.
One down here on the top of the 7th. Sabre Dogs continue to trail 3-2.
1 of just 3. Sabre Dogs with a hit tonight.
1-2 pitch, and that one is hit to the shortstop Sears, and he boots it.
As Dylan Sears was
Sears, if he would have played in his normal spot, he probably would have been able to make that play and throw it over to first in time, but instead has to make a tough play and unable to make it. So that should go down as a single. I think that is what they will rule it, as Rubion reaches for the second time today, first time of the base hit variety.
Childs 3 for 3 today with both Sabre Dog runs.
So that will bring a Phil Childs 3 for 3 with 3 singles, as well 2 runs and 2 stolen bases. The first pitch misses for ball 1. Sabre Dogs have the tying run over at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Phil Childs batting .354 coming into today's game. Second highest batting average on the team. 1-0 pitch, and that one breaks. And that one might have missed upstairs maybe, and that'll make it 2-0. Looks like a pretty good pitch to me from up here.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 gone. Rubion at first, Childs at the plate. Here's the 2-0 runner.
There goes Rubion, swung on to the shortstop Sears, playing his normal spot, throw to first in time. Route number 2. First time he has been out. The runner advances as Rubion gets on via the fielder's choice, and that will bring up Mason Dennison, who's 0 for 3. Twice as he grounded out with a runner on third to the third baseman. See if he can break this spell right here with a runner on second and 2 outs. Quick mound meeting, and that will once again give us another opportunity to take a look at the scores from the Expedition League. Pierre still leads at 5-0 against Hub City in the bottom of the 3rd. Spearfish Badlands scoreless going into the 3rd inning. Weed City and Casper scoreless going into the top of the 1st. And in Western Nebraska, Hastings finally underway, scoreless there, top of the 1st.
Will dust off home plate. As Dennison, this is
after the mound visit,
so far, base hit could possibly tie
Mason Dennison gets ready for a huge at-bat right here with 2 down. Runner on second. Trailing by 1 here in the top of the 7th. 3-2 still our score. Dobish works from the stretch. Gets the sign he wants. Comes set. Nobody holding on the runner over at second. Rubion as the first pitch. That one misses way outside. Nice stop by Nick Emanuel. On deck for the Sabre Dogs, if necessary, is Cruz Taylor.
Strikes to Dennison. On deck is Cruz Taylor.
1/3 of this game left to go. Time running out for the Dogs. 1-0 pitch. And that one in there for strike one. Second night of the road, Sabre Dogs got a run in the top of the first and started out with a lead. However, the Moo were able to get 3 in the bottom of the fourth to give them their first lead, and making it 4-2. Excuse me, 3-2 rather. And that's where we stand. Stepping off the mound is Dobish. Another shift here with Sears playing to the left of the halfway point between second and third. Second baseman Duncan kind of drifting over towards the bag, trying to hold on Rubion.
Here's the delivery from Dale.
1-1 pitch. And that one, a blooper in center field. Push driving in, and he slides and makes the catch for the final out. So he makes about 10 feet and slides. Probably didn't need to slide there, but he makes the catch. And that will send us to the bottom of the seventh. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2. We'll be right back.
El Azteca is authentic Mexican fast food on the go. Their ingredients are always fresh, so you can be sure you'll get the best tacos, burritos, tamales, and more. El Azteca is located at 2035 North Broadway in Minot. Stop in or order online to save time. If you want exclusive coupons and special offers to save more on your next visit, text El Azteca as one word to 21777. El Azteca, the most authentic Mexican food in Minot.
iHeartRadio. We are Northwest North Dakota's #1 country radio station, 97 Kicks FM, playing a wide variety of today's new country to those country favorites reaching back to the 90s. With the award-winning Bobby Bones Show, and a big signal puts your business where it needs to be. We are heard on over 2,000 smart devices across the country with our iHeartRadio app. From radio to streaming, web, and social media, we've got you covered. Our Kicks listeners are current and retired military, farmers and ranchers, working moms, business owners. We are 97 Kicks FM.
iHeartRadio.
Z94 is Minot's only station for today's hit music. The Z94 audience is an active one, targeting your 18 to 42-year-olds. The Z94 listener is a need-to-know listener. They do product research. For product and customer satisfaction reviews, our Z94 audience has their smart devices at their fingertips. That's why you need to be with Z94, because we're in front of our listeners and your customers. With our in-demand
First pitch from Tyler Courtney misses for ball one as he is making his 7th inning, my mistake, as the Moo are coming up with the 8-9 one-hitters. Brendan Duncan is at the plate right now. Dylan Sears on deck and Tyler Push in the hole as the 1-0 pitch misses low for ball two. Duncan 2 for 2 on the day. Having himself a nice day, but overall in the season not doing too well, batting .238 coming into today's game as that one misses for ball 3.
Here in the bottom of the 7th. We're already in the bottom of the 7th.
See how much longer they stick with TC. Some more movement going on in the Sabre Dogs bullpen. 3-0 pitch. Well, it has been in the past at least. Is that one in there for strike one? Obligatory fastball down the middle. Keep Courtney alive here. Sabre Dogs continue to trail 3-2 going into the bottom of the 7th. 3-1 pitch. That one in there as well. The count is now full.
3-0, it's full at 3-2. On deck is Dylan Sears. Sears plays 0 for 2. Tyler Push is the third man. 2 up in the air.
Wind up in the payoff pitch. That one is hit towards left field. That one hanging, and that's not going to hang enough for Philip Childs. As he's not able to get to it, it'll be a long single. Nice throw from Childs to get it in and keep it a single. Duncan now with his third hit, all of them being singles. Now we'll bring up Dylan Sears, who is over 2. Strikeout and a double play.
Dylan Sears.
So once again, early on in the inning, Tyler Courtney allowing base runners. First pitch, now misses for ball 1. It's the 4th consecutive inning where the Sabre Dogs have allowed a runner with nobody out. Here is the 1-0 pitch from Tyler Corney. And that one is in there. Even the count, 1-1.
A ball and a strike.
1-1. That one misses low. I'll make it 2-1. Finally have a score in one of the other 3 games going on as Badlands breaks the 0-0 tie to make it 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Pierce still leads 5-0 against the Up City Hotshots as that pitch misses as well for ball 3. So if the Moo hold off their lead and the Trappers hold on against the Up City Hotshots, Sabre Dogs will just be a half game up on Pierre.
He's up to 106.
2-1 pitch. That one hit towards center field. That will be a little bit too far under it for Sears. Will be caught by Chris Taylor for out number 1. That brings up Tyler Push. Got on via a single back in the 5th. A little infield single as Josh Payno tried to charge in on it. Now a mound visit from Justin Mulvaney. We'll step aside. We'll be right back.
iHeartRadio.
910 AM KCJB is Minot's Heritage AM full-service information station, supported by the classic country favorites. KCJB listeners are ranchers and farmers and business owners. From egg reports and markets to compelling information, we are 910 AM KCJB, home of the Minnesota Twins, Minot State, and Minot High Sports. We are 910 AM KCJB, Minot's news and information station.
Quick few words of encouragement from pitching coach Justin Mulvaney. Trying to get ready for the leadoff man, Tyler Push. Again, he's 1 for 3.
From Newman University, number 5, Tyler Push!
Push goes to Newman University in Wichita, Kansas. Happens to be my hometown. Duncan has his lead over there first. First pitch, that one misses low for ball 1. Sabre Dogs continue to trail by 1. 3-2 is our score. 1 out, runner on first. 9 hits for the Moo, 6 for the Sabre Dogs. Go back over to first, check him on Duncan. Corney sets and delivers. 1-0 pitch. That one misses low in the dirt. Nice stop by Henley. I'll make it 2-0. So Sears, the previous batter, started behind the count 3 or ahead of the count 3-0 and eventually flew out to center field, and this one is a single to left field. The runners on first and second now. So it'll be Charlie Hesse coming up to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run.
From North Dakota State, number 6,
designated hitter for the Moo.
Hesse.
See if the Moo can't extend their lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Again, 3 consecutive games for the Moo with 10-plus runs. That in jeopardy right now as they have just 3 here. First pitch. Swung on and missed on a breaking ball. Nice pitch from TC. They'll make it 0-1.
Make it 13 games in a row for the Moo in which they've tallied 10 or more hits.
Corney sets. Looks back at second. Goes to the plate. That one swung on, grounded foul, and into the Moo dugout. See if the Sabre Dogs can get a double play right here with 1 out. 0-2 count coming up. Again, mentioned he has 2 strikeouts so far today. Now on breaking ball, make it 1-2, trying to get Hesse to bite, does not do so.
Moo looking for some insurance now as it's 3-2 in the bottom.
Fremont trying to get TC out of here. As Corney having a pretty nice day on the mound. 1-2 pitch. That one swung on. Double play ball right here. They got one. And the throw to second is in time. A 6-4-3 double play. Pano shovels it to Edwards, and throw to first is in time. So the Moo strand 1. We will head it to the top of the 8th. Sabre Dogs continue to trail 3-2. We'll be right back with Sabre Dogs baseball.
Souris River Brewing Company has you covered. They use the most locally sourced and freshest ingredients available to create quality beers and food. Souris River Brewing Company sources food and grains from their neighbors to maintain our local economy and to serve you. Be sure to stop by Souris River Brewing Company, a true North Dakota experience.
Purchase at the Moo merch station.
Dobish coming out for the 8th as he will face Cruz Taylor, Johnson Callier, and Bo McClintock. Cruz Taylor comes to plate 0 for 1 with 2 sac fly RBIs. Sabre Dogs continue to trail 3-2 going into the top of the 8th. Haven't had any runs since the bottom of the 4th when the Moo put up 3. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. It's a huge gap in between left and right center field between Simonson and Push. 1-0 pitch, and that one is in there. He had to count 1-1. Fremont has been trying these shifts. It hasn't really been working out for him so far tonight. First time they really tried this.
This is a little too close for comfort. We're up by a run here.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Dobish. That one misses outside, make it 2-1. Dobish came into today's game with an ERA at 3.86 with 42 innings of work, 37 strikeouts. 2-1 pitch, now misses in the dirt, now make it 3-1, having himself a pretty nice outing. Fascinates me how he's been able to do so well this season considering the form that he has, as that one missed outside a 5-pitch walk. That brings up Chauncey Callier. Batting cleanup this evening, over 2 with a hit by pitch. Cruz Taylor over there at first with 11 stolen bases on the year. See if he can't get his 12th here. First pitch. And that one swung on missing at that breaking ball for strike 1. Big wave there by Chauncey, senior from Mississippi College. Dobish sets and lets it go. That one misses way outside in the dirt. Callier very aggressive at the plate, often gets behind in counts, unless pitches like that go by him. Very smart at the plate. Has struggled against the high fastball. 1-1 pitch now. That one swung on, grounded foul down the third base line. Very fortunate for the Moo, as that gets by the third baseman, Peter Carlson. That'll be 1-2, and now I think Corey Thompson not a fan of that call. Looked like, to me, it was pretty close. Looked to me like it was fair, went over the bag, but we'll keep it at 1-2. Nobody out, Cruz Taylor back to first. Corey Thompson having some words here. Has been thrown out of 2 ball games this season. One early on this season at home and one in Hub City.
Off the glove of Pete Carlson down there at third. Really tough to tell from this angle.
Here in the Expedition League, only 2 umps per crew. We have seen a few scenarios where there's been 3. Corey Thompson heads back to the dugout, not getting the result he wants.
1-2 with nobody out.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch.
Runner at first and Cruz Taylor. Here's the 1-2 delivery.
Big at bat right here for Callier. Now time called by Chauncey as Dobish was taking a while. And Cruz Taylor over there dancing at first base.
Didn't know if he should pick off or not. Here's the 1-2.
1-2 pitch. Now foul back in the screen. They'll keep it at 1-2. Well, McClintock on deck. Josh Pino is in the hole for the Sabre Dogs. Still nobody out here in the top of the 8th.
McClintock, who has not done much against us in the series. He's over 3 today. Here's the 1-2 to Callier. Runner over at first.
1-2 pitch.
Out of the stretch, and the runner takes off for
That
second.
one misses outside, and Cruz Taylor got a big secondary lead. The catcher Emmanuel throws back to first, not in time. McClintock had a nice day on Monday, went 2 for 2 with 3 sack flies. Yesterday was just 0 for 3, and so far tonight, sitting at 0 for 3 as well. 2-2 pitch. And now one is up the middle over the head of Dobish into center field. Sabre Dogs have the tying runner at second and the leading runner at first.
Runners at first and second with nobody out for McClintock.
Big opportunity right here for Big Bo. Batting average at .310 on this season with 34 RBI in 31 games.
Today is 0 for 3.
Also have 6 bombs on the year, 8 doubles.
In the series, he actually went 2 for 2.
Now called time, and with mound visit from catcher Nick Emmanuel, talking strategy for this at-bat. They'll give us once again some more opportunities to talk about the scores around the league. First between Pierre and Hub City. It is now 6-0 in favor of the Trappers in the bottom of the 3rd there. City leads Casper 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Western Nebraska and Hastings scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd, and Big Sticks lead it 3-0 in the top of the 3rd. Trying to hold the Trappers at bay as they won yesterday. Sabre Dogs lost yesterday, and the Trappers were able to get a full game back. Swung on and missed ahead of that breaking ball for strike 1. McClintock, the home run derby contestant for the Sabre Dogs, was eliminated in the semifinal round. Had 10 home runs in that round. Unfortunately, dropped the eventual winner, Z Westerly from Spearfish. Unfortunately, Sabre Dogs don't take on Spearfish at all this season, not able to get any sort of revenge against Z Westerly.
It's 0-1 to McClintock.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses inside as that one almost hit McClintock, but a broke inside and missed in on the hands. We'll keep it at 1-1.
Strike. Runners at first and second.
7 hits for the Sabre Dogs, their 2 runs. 10 for the Moo with their 3 runs. Out number 1.
And wow,
that's Cruz Taylor. Chauncey Callier staying up first. Apologize for the extra audio there. 1-1 count. Coming up to McClintock. Still just 1 down, runner on first now.
Over at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch.
McClintock is 0 for 3 on the day. Sets in. 1-1 pitch. That one's ripped right at the third baseman, Carlson. Throw back to first. Gets past Ledgerwood, and he will stay at first. Wow, that was a big break for the Sabre Dogs. A bad throw from third baseman Carlson. That catch was right near the ankles. And that will bring up Josh Pino's all for 3 coming into this at-bat.
Number 14, Josh Pano.
Tying run on first. Go ahead, run at the plate. 2 down now here on the top of the 8th. First pitch, and that one misses upstairs for ball 1. Freshman from St. Mary's College in California. 2 flyouts and a groundout so far for Josh. Now a balk, and that will advance Callier over to second. Didn't see exactly what happened. So that will put Callier over at second. Base hit could tie this game for Pano.
Callier has a good speed over there. 2 gone here for Pano.
During the series, Pano 2 for 7 is that one in there for strike 1 to even the count 1-1. Coming up for the Moo will be the 3-4-5 hitters, Simonson, Reller, and Ledgerwood.
2 of the 3 times this year we've been called for a walk.
Here is the 1-1 pitch. And that one swung on and miss. Nice slider. And Dobish will make it 1-2.
Move fans, there's 2 strikes and 2 outs.
So big pitch coming up here for Josh Pano, trying to bring home the tying run. Chauncey Callier over there at second. Has his lead, nobody holding him on. Once again, Moo with a shift to the left side. 1-2 pitch. That one misses outside, and that one stays in front of the catcher, Nick Emanuel, in the dirt. And that will even up the count. Pano's having himself a pretty nice second half, batting .277 in the 18 games he has participated in. Has a team best 15 stolen bases during that span. Dobish sets. And here's the pitch. That one is swung on to, once again, Carlson. Throw to first is in time. He could have tagged Callier, but did not do so. Callier was running right towards him, but instead tried to make the long throw over to first. That was thrown past Ledgerwood. That would have been interesting. That would have kept the Sabre Dogs alive. But we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2. We'll be right back.
Trinity Health is a nonprofit healthcare system serving northwest and central North Dakota and eastern Montana. With a care hospital in Minot, more than 40 specialties, several rural health clinics, and a long-term facility, Trinity provides a full complement of healthcare services to the region. Since 1922, they have been committed to looking ahead and improving in ways that provide the best, most compassionate care for their patients, families, and communities. Trinity Health, where their mission is, being committed to preserving and improving the quality of health to the people they serve. Know what's below. Call before you dig. Whether you call 811 or use ITIC to file your locate requests, North Dakota One Call makes sure you're able to navigate the One Call process as easy as possible. Whether you're a professional contractor working on a project or a novice homeowner just installing a fence, contact us every time you dig to ensure no underground lines are damaged. It's easy, and it's the law. Dig safe.
Could be the final time that the Moo come to the plate. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2. Jack Simonson, Brock Reller, and Justin Ledgerwood coming to the plate as all 3 of those batters with a hit, including 2 from Brock Reller, as all of them got hits back in the 4th inning. Those were all consecutive. So the new pitcher for the Sabre Dogs, I can't really see his number at the moment. We'll get that to you as soon as that is available. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2 here.
Now coaching first base for your Moo, everyone's favorite cow,
So the new pitcher is number 28. I'm not quite sure who that is. That is not a number we have in our roster, and here from the press box, very difficult to see a face. So we have a number 28 in our roster. I know that for a fact. Oh, hold on. That's Sam Powers. So Sam Powers making his Sabre Dogs debut on the mound.
Sabre Dogs, number 28, Sam Powers.
Wow, okay. So this is interesting.
Bottom of the 8th, and
Sam Powers has actually been to the bullpen once this season. This is swung on and hitting to right field, base hit. Simonson with his second hit of the day, had a double back in the 4th. That will bring up Brock Reller, who is 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 RBI, a steal, and a run. Now a pinch runner coming on for the Moo. That'll be Ronnie McBride.
Pinch running for your Moo from LSU.
Did not get the start.
13, Ronnie McBride.
So he will come in, try to see if they can't give him a boost on the base paths. As McBride on the season with 8 stolen bases. As Brock Reller comes to plate.
So here we go. Ronnie McBride is now in left field. He comes on to pinch run, so he gets
Some Powers. He sets, looks over at first pitch, and that one is in there. Strike 1. Powers from Montana State Billings University. Big gap between first and second as McClintock holding on the runner.
the 0-1.
0-1.
He leads off first.
Now he misses up and away, even the count. 1-1. Powers playing right field or sometimes playing second or first. Does have a cannon out there. He has had a couple nice assists from right field at the plate. And getting his shot here, trying to keep the Sabre Dogs up by 1 run. That one swung on and miss. Just kind of shows you the level of, I should say, I guess, desperation the Sabre Dogs pitching staff has, considering they've lost 6 games in a row. They have a 1-run lead here against the Moo, trying to hold up against the Pier Trappers, who are only a game and a half back of the Sabre Dogs. And they're going with someone who's never pitched before. That one fouled out of play. Mentioned that at the All-Star break, Sabre Dogs lost Bradley Spooner, George Loxterkamp, Xavier Caldwell, and Colton Bridges. They've also lost Matt Houlihan, Hunter Rubidoux, Josh Mancuso, Riley Wood, Heath Backus, and Sage Deem. And now Lonnie Morris as well last night. 1-2 pitch. Now one swung on and grounded. Double play ball coming up. Edwards, they got 1 to second. Throw to first will be in time. Fantastic play as another close play at first.
That is the 4th of the day.
And that will be 2 down for Justin Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood is 1 for 3 on the day. Has a single back in the 4th, a strikeout in the 6th, and a ground out in the 2nd. Nobody on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Sabre Dogs trying to hold on to a 1-run deficit. First pitch, that one in there, strike 1 on the outside corner. St. Powers making his Sabre Dogs debut on the mound. Sabre Dogs have given up 11 hits so far this evening, have 7 hits themselves. They trail 3-2. A 1 pitch now, as that one is in there for strike 2. Nice fastball from Powers. Sabre Dogs in the top of the 9th. They will bring up the bottom of the order. Jace Edwards, Justin Henley, and Wilson Rubion. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, fouled back, and that will keep it at 0-2. One swing of the bat could tie this game up for the Sabre Dogs, as Jace Edwards and Henley both have home runs this year. Edwards has 2 of them, and Henley had 1 on Monday night against the Moo. Here is the 0-2 pitch. Foul, that's a check swing, foul back into the screen, and I'll keep it at 0-2. Pitching coach Justin Mulvaney will pick that up. See who the Moo come out with in the top of the 9th, as Dobish has been in for the entire game so far. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit towards right field. Coming in is Rubion, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Sabre Dogs have one more opportunity to try to take the lead or tie it. We'll be right back with Sabre Dogs Baseball.
Baseball is America's game. It brings people together, and there's nothing better for community than people coming together. Thank you, Sabre Dogs, for providing entertainment, a family-friendly environment, and good sportsmanship to our town. These simple moments, sharing time with loved ones, create everlasting memories, and will always be in the cheering section, rooting for the home team. First Western Bank and Trust, we're not just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Forward Communication provides you an opportunity to get your message heard on radio stations all across the region. They have several syndicated radio reports you can partner on, including Ag Issues, which gives an agronomy perspective to regional agriculture, Outdoor Issues, which discusses North Dakota hunting and fishing, and Training Camp Today, which gives listeners an inside look at Minnesota Vikings training camp. Call Forward Communication at 720-0007. That's 720-0007.
New pitcher for the Moo is Cedric Gerard, has an 0-1 record on the season, has 1 save, trying to get his second of the season right here. ERA of 3.17, 5 2/3 innings with 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 5 hits with a 1.06 whip. So coming to the plate for the Sabre Dogs is Jace Edwards. He is 1 for 3, had a single back in the 4th inning. This is the bottom of the order coming up. Dalen Dobish is done for the day, had himself a very nice outing. So he finished with 8 innings, 7 hits allowed with 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and no Ks. Take a look at the scores around the Expedition League. First between Pierre and Hub City, that game in the bottom of the 4th. Trappers lead 6-0. Western Nebraska and Hastings scoreless in the top of the fourth. Wheat City and Casper in the top of the third. Whiskey Jacks lead at 1-0. Badlands continues to lead the Spearfish Sasquatch 6-0 going into the bottom of the third. Of course, here heading to the top of the ninth, Sabre Dogs trailing 3-2.
Top of the ninth, we're 3 outs away from victory. Cedric Gerard is on to try to save this one.
Chase Edwards comes into today batting .208 on the season. First pitch to Juice. That one misses inside for ball 1. Edwards had a RBI double on Monday night to make things interesting in the top of the 8th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses low and in to make it 2-0. Sabre Dogs are 12-9 in the month of July, 13-15 on the road, a 2-3 record against the Moo, 6-12 against the Clark Division, 1-10 on the road against Clark Division opponents, 30-23 overall, and 14-9 in the second half as that one misses inside to make it 3-0. Sabre Dogs are just 1.5 games up on the Pier Trappers. They are 6 games back of the Badlands Big Sticks overall. Bends over, here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one, 4-pitch walk. Sabre Dogs have the tying run on board. That will bring up Justin Henley. Again, had that 2-run home run Monday night. See if he can't do it again here, as he is 1 for 3 with a single back in the second inning. Left-handed catcher from Emmanuel College stands in. Edwards has some wheels over there at first. We'll see if they go aggressive with him here. First pitch. Now one hits Henley on the pelvis. They'll put runners on first and second. And now the go-ahead run on at first. That brings up the dependable Wilson Rubion. 1 for 2 today with a single and a walk. And now a mound visit from Nick Emanuel. Wilson Rubion heading into today's game, batting .280 versus the Moo coming into today, batting .143, just 1 for 7. And this is his first game in the current series. In the second half, he's batting .206, 7 for 34 in 10 games completed. He has 3 runs with 1 double and 4 RBI. So this is a big-time scenario here for the Sabre Dogs, trying to snap a 6-game losing streak, have the tying runner on at second. Just wanting to advance the runners over with still nobody out. So if you advance the runners, and actually Luke Quick has just come into the game to pinch run for Justin Henley. Smart move from head coach Corey Thompson there, as Luke Quick had 2 steals yesterday, junior from University of Oklahoma. So somehow, some way, you got to advance the runners on over to second and third with 1 out, as it could be a sac fly to right field. That would be the ideal scenario, as Reller over there in right, not the best arm on the team. You definitely don't want to go to center field, as Push has a cannon out there in center field, and also the wind is blowing in from center. That'll definitely help out his scenario. So still nobody out, runners on first and second. Sabre Dogs trail 3-2 here in the top of the ninth. Rubion stands in. First pitch way outside for ball 1 from the right-handed reliever, Cedric Gerard. Gerard bends way over when he sets. Almost looks like he's 90 degrees with his back.
Runners at first and second with nobody out. Here's the 1-0 pitch.
Here's the 1-0. And that one, a slider that breaks in, make it 1-1. Slider breaking in there. Very small leg kick. You can't really have a high leg kick when you're bent over that much.
The sidearm.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch.
To begin his career, Illinois State fires the 1-1.
Another slider misses outside to make it 2-1. Nobody holding on the runners for the Sabre Dogs. First baseman Justin Ledgerwood playing in pretty close to the infield grass.
Here is the 2-1.
Not in a shift this time, or the move. Really hasn't worked out for him much. That one's swing and miss. Strike 2, check swing. As Shea Bennett does a good job of adjusting to bring back the defense after a couple of failed attempts to try to get the Sabre Dogs hitting at a shift. Really, overall, Sabre Dogs have been very good at hitting opposite field as a team.
Runners at first and second, 3-2. The Moo lead in the top of the ninth. Here is the 2-2 delivery.
Here comes the 2-2.
Wow.
Slider, that one breaks low for ball 3, and that'll make it count full. Still nobody out for the Sabre Dogs. Runners on first and second. Trying to advance the runners on over here is Rubion with Phil Childs on deck. Here's the 3-2. Payoff pitch. Hit in the air. That's a little blooper. Dylan Sears is calling for it, and that will be caught, and that will not get the job done. It'll be out number 1. As Phil Childs is 3 for 4 today with 3 singles, 2 runs, and 2 stolen bags.
All right, so good job, Cedric, putting one over the plate on 3-2. And now a double play can get us out of here.
Now Brendan Duncan, at the time, holding on the runner. Now he backs off, goes to his normal position. Ledgerwood continues to play in. Luke Quick at first. Chase Edwards over at second. First pitch, that's a breaking ball. That one's in there for strike 1.
And that breaking ball is working well for Cedric now. Again, out of his hand, it looks like it's going to hit the batter, and it comes back over the plate for the last minute.
7 hits tonight for the Sabre Dogs. Would love one right here. Try to tie the game as you have the speedy Juice Edwards over at second. Shirley would bring home the tying runner. There goes Juice over to third. Swing and a miss. Throw down to third is not in time. And Quick gets over to second. A double steal for the Sabre Dogs. And all of a sudden, a base hit could take the lead.
Runners advance to second and third on the double steal, but it is 0-2 to Phillips, or Philip Childs, that is.
So 2 stolen bases for the Sabre Dogs makes this very interesting.
Second and third and 1 gone.
Gerard sets. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, grounded to Dylan Sears, who's playing shallow. Third to first is in time. Runners will not advance.
And here we go. Comes up with 2 gone.
And that will bring up Mason Dennison 0 for 4 on the day with 2 flats and 2 groundouts.
Dennison 0 for 4 today.
Came into today's game batting .327 with 55 hits, third most on the team. Also has 17 doubles on the year, which is second on the team. Top 10 in the league.
Dennison will take his time.
He had 2 yesterday.
And gets ready here.
Gerard gets ready for the first pitch.
This game, possibly give the Sabre Dogs the lead with a base hit.
Gerard bends over.
Here is the first pitch.
First pitch, swung on and miss ahead of that slider for strike 1.
Big swing and a miss by
Moo are 1 out away from getting the series sweep, handing the Sabre Dogs their 7th loss in a row.
0-1 with 2 gone. Here is the 0-1 pitch.
0-1 pitch. That one misses inside, a slider. And that will make it 1-1 as the highly breaking slider trying to come in through the front door. Unfortunately, it is locked, says the home plate umpire. That will keep it at 1-1.
1-1 the count.
2 outs, runners on second and third for the Sabre Dogs. Base hit would tie or even give the Sabre Dogs the lead. Is that one a foul tip to make it 1-2? Shortstop from the University of West Florida at the plate, and now the Moo are down to their, the Sabre Dogs are down to their final strike.
Here is the 1-2 with 2 gone.
Moo are not holding on the runners. Sabre Dogs lost by 1 run on Monday. Final score was 13-12. Last night the Moo won 11-6. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Now when it's in the air towards center field, Tyler Push has it, and he will make the catch, and that will end the game, and the Sabre Dogs have now lost 7 games in a row. Sabre Dogs will head to Hastings with a 7-game losing streak. We'll have the stats from tonight's game coming up in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Back here from Fremont, Nebraska, final score, Fremont 3, Service Valley 2. Sabre Dogs now lost 7 games in a row, all during this 10-game road trip, with the final 3 games coming up in the next 3 days against the Hastings Sodbusters from Hastings, Nebraska. Let's take a look at the scores around the league first before we get into the stats, as taking a look at the Pier and Hub City game, which is the most important game amongst the slate, as the Trappers continue to lead 6-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. Western Nebraska and Hastings scoreless in the top of the 5th. Badlands now lead Spearfish 8-0, and Wheat City and Casper tied 1-1 in the top of the 4th. This is a big game for the Fremont Moo as they pick up their first series sweep of the entire season. This is really a completely rejuvenated ball club as they have now won 6 games in a row. They've gotten some additional batters that have really stocked that batting lineup, and including Ronnie McBride, who actually didn't play tonight. He played the first 2 games. First time the Sabre Dogs had seen him, as well as Luke White, who also didn't play tonight, played the first 2 games. And then they come back with a much rejuvenated top to bottom as well, including some big players stepping up: Justin Ledgerwood, Jack Simonson, Tyler Push, amongst some of those players for the Moo. And speaking of those players, let's go ahead and get into some of the stats from tonight's game. Tyler Push led off the game for Fremont, went 1 for 4. Charlie Hesse, the designated hitter, went 0 for 3 with a run and 2 strikeouts. Jack Simonson was 2 for 4 with a run and a double. Brock Reller went 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBI, as well as a stolen base. Justin Ledgerwood went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Peter Carlson was 0 for 3. Nick Emanuel was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. And Brendan Duggan batting 8th went 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And Dylan Sears, who batted ninth, went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. On the mound to start was Dalen Dobish, who went 8 innings. He went for no strikeouts. No strikeouts. 2 walks, 7 hits, and 1 earned run with 2 runs total. And then Cedric Girard came in and got the save in 1 inning, just allowed a walk. And as for the Sabre Dogs, it was Phil Childs who led off, went 3 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 stolen bases. All 3 were singles, and all 3 were in the first 5 innings. Mason Dennison finished his day 0 for 5. Bruce Taylor was 0 for 1 with a walk, 2 sac flies, and 2 RBI. John Zacalier finished his day 1 for 3 with a single, also reached via hit by pitch. Bo McClintock was 0 for 4. Josh Pano also was 0 for 4. Jace Edwards was 1 for 2 with a stolen base. And Justin Henley was 1 for 3 with a stolen base. And Wilson Rubion was 1 for 3. And actually, Henley did not have a stolen base. Luke Quick had a stolen base. As for the pitchers, it was Tyler Courtney who got the start. He went 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 10 hits, and 3 earned runs. As for the only relief pitcher, it was Sam Powers getting his debut on the mound. He went 1 inning and allowed just a hit. So once again, the Sabre Dogs have now lost 7 games in a row, still looking for that first win since the All-Star break, as they went 3 out of 4 against the Western Nebraska Pioneers at home, and lost 4 straight against Western Nebraska, and get swept here in Fremont. Once again, Fremont with their first series sweep of at least 3 games in franchise history. This is their first year as a team here in the second year in the league. So again, tomorrow they'll take on the Hastings Sodbusters, who as of late have been on a tear offensively. Tonight, however, they are scoreless with the Pioneers, trying to avoid a 4-game sweep there, as they lost on Monday, and they lost 2 games in a doubleheader on Tuesday, and are still scoreless in the 5th inning, as since I was talking, Badlands got another run against the Sasquatch to make it 9-0, as they're going for their 8th win in a row. So the Big Sticks are really starting to hit their stride. They don't really need to. They already have that first spot locked up in the playoffs in Lewis Division. They will host rather Pierre or Souris Valley, most likely. I don't think Hub City really has a shot at coming back, especially with how they're playing against the Trappers. So a big series coming up, and that will do it for this 10-game road stand. 7 more home games coming up for the Sabre Dogs, starting on July 29th with a game against the Badlands Big Sticks, 2 against the Hub City Hotshots, and 4 against the Pierre Trappers. All are going to be very difficult games for the Sabre Dogs. Even Hub City, Sabre Dogs have allowed quite a few runs against the Hotshots, despite being able to go 10-2 against them. So we'll go ahead and call it quits here for this broadcast. Tomorrow, first pitch against the Sodbusters and the Sabre Dogs. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up for you, just make sure we don't get that wrong, and it'll be Thursday, July 25th. First pitch will be at 6:35 from Hastings, 6:35 local time at Duncan Field. First time the Sabre Dogs will be there during the season. First time they'll actually play the Sodbusters. So we're going to sign off. Thanks for everyone for listening and sticking around. Not the prettiest day for baseball, but we'll go ahead and see if they can't get a win tomorrow. So from Fremont, Nebraska, this is Jared Slumpy signing out. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.